Ooh, 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 ooh. As we walk down the aisle together, together, hand in hand. Something, something, something. Ooh, so confused. I'm so very confused. Ooh, okay. So that's what this is called. I'm so confused because I, having that backlight, I can take myself on a million tangents all the time. But having that backlight looks like soft lighting, like I'm doing it's a Gwen Stefani lighting. We love Gwen Stefani. It's a soft Gwen Stefani lighting. You know, it's so funny. I will not forget. I'm talking about so confused, but it's so funny how the window unit slash wall unit that they have in the apartments here. Oh, dropped it. I wish I could switch it. Can I? Oh, I guess I can, or whatever. Let me see if it goes through because I didn't want to hold it the other way. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it like this. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna hold it like this. I might switch it back, but showing the wall unit air conditioner with the wire unplugged. It just looks so. I hate. I dislike intensely people's common use of the term ghetto because it's often used to mean something else. It's code. It's like the Janelle Monáe song. Oh, I love that song by Janelle Monáe. And that Echo. When did Janelle Monáe release the song "It's Code"?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, it was released as a single from the album in 2007. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Thanks for your feedback.
All right, girl. Thank you. So, and don't thank me. Echo, stop. So, part of me was like, I'm gonna use It's Code as my new song on a week of hashtag Verse TV. But that song is too old to be a new song at this point. Anyway, because technically we say a new song, or new-ish song has to be less 10 years or less. An older song has to be more than more than 10 years old. And at this point, that's an older song. Anyway, so very confused. So, and I might talk about this on the show this week. Maybe yes, maybe no. Those who have seen some video that I did in my past will know where I got that from. I got it from myself, but I got it from myself years ago. Anyway, as a little kid. But maybe yes, maybe no. I miss my mom. Um, yes. So, and I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I just don't know. I'm just confused because and the uh shared within the discussion. Could I put it this way? Is this better? If I do that, maybe, and then if I get tired, I'll switch it back. I don't know. Ew, new. But oh, I didn't even finish what I was saying about ghetto because it is code. It's code. that people will often use, be like, oh, that's ghetto. But not only is it code, it's not only code for black, it's also code for lower income, you know, and saying poor without saying poor, regardless of race. Be like, oh, that's ghetto. Because I remember when I first got to Howard, that was a term that people loved throwing around a whole lot. And I was going to say I did it too, but it's like it's not like I was necessarily one of the popular kids on campus. So it's not like I was talking to many people. But I think at that time I would do that as well. But I realized that was just a term to be like, they are less than. They are oh, that's so ghetto. Ghetto. You know? And but that's what it is. And that's why I don't like always calling things ghetto. But this time I'm gonna say the wire hanging out of the wall unit in the apartment is ghetto. It's not ghetto. It's it's uniquely circumstanced. How's that? Is that any better? It's uniquely circumstanced. So anyway, outside of that, because this video is definitely not about that wire. It's about being confused in love. That should be a song. Anyway, this week on hashtag Verse TV, I was one of our topics will be talking about the asexual community. And a friend, you're just laying all on that shirt. Okay. A friend of hashtag Verse TV posted on his page something about him being asexual. And I was like, oh, are you asexual? And he's like, no, I'm like ace flux. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm sorry, that's horrible. But I didn't understand what he was saying. And he sent me a video of, and this will actually be on the show this week, a video of a woman explaining what asexual means. No, explaining what ace flux is. Ace flux. And basically, and forgive me if I'm incorrect and cuss me out if you want to, but ace flux, my understanding, is somebody who is asexual, but sometimes they don't mind getting the mood right, turn on the candlelight. Okay, those lyrics are, I'm doing a horrible job. Put on that old red dress, baby, let's groove. Baby, let's groove tonight. Anyway, but yes, so ace flux is like asexual, but sometimes have sex. And I thought about it. I thought about myself, and I was like, wait a minute. And not trying to be like the hypochondriac of sexual positions, because when we had the dude on the show, the beautiful man who was like, I am aromantic. And I did a whole video about it on this channel, but I won't go into it again. But and waste y'all time. It's all about y'all time. And he was like, I'm aromantic. And I'm like, ooh, maybe that's what I need to be. Because I'm tired of dating these boys and getting my heart broken. He's like, I'm homosexual, but I'm aromantic. And I'm like, ooh, maybe that's what I could be. and avoid the heartbreak of dating men and expecting something. Anyway, so not to be the hypochondriac of sex, you know? And but I was like, well, maybe I'm asexual. Maybe I'm ace flux. Because it's like, it's not that I never want sex. It's not that I never want sex. And maybe I'm not because I do watch porn. I do watch porn. That's a dirty habit of mine from my 20s. I dirty, nasty of mine from my 20s. But I do that. And I'm trying to hold this, y'all. This is a thing. But yeah, I don't know. But I was like, I'm not always in the mood for sex. But the other part of me is like, Aaron, bitch, you're 39. Okay. Bitch, you 39. Okay. So the sex drive tends to lower as you get older. And you are older. And I'm trying to hold this anyway. But I don't know because sex isn't huge to me. I think about okay, and this is why I'm talking about so very confused because this dude, this is so uneven. My bad. This dude that I've been talking to since my early 30s, his early 40s. But he didn't say that he wants to commit to me at this point, you know? So it's like, why would I fantasically fantasize about a commitment with somebody who has not spoken a commitment to me? Now, I will say this. Okay. So, yeah, we're taking things as they go, right? I don't, anyway, but and maybe I'll talk about the other thing on the show. I saved the smut for hashtag first. I saved the smut for hashtag. Stop. No, I don't. No, I don't. But it's just that it's not really where this conversation is going right now. But I was going to talk about my experience with him and sucking his dick and how he invited me to suck his dick. And I wasn't immediately like, oh, I've got to get over there and suck his dick, you know, because and after the experience, because I'm attracted to him, I am. He's a gorgeous, thick, dark chocolate brother. Okay, yes, I'm attracted to him. You know, I just, I guess I'm not always in the mood for sexual activities. I did it. I did as I was told. I was a good boy. Anyway, but you know what's so funny? Oh my gosh. How many people remember Gorilla Zoe? He's a fellow 1983 baby like me. And his song, the radio edit was Hood Figures. I'm not going to say the other version. And the radio edit of the song was Hood Figures. And within the song Hood Figures, he talked about how he has girls suck him to sleep. And I was like, really? Is that a thing? Like, is that a thing people do? Like, what? You know? And That dude, I sucked him to sleep, basically. Anyway, but it's whatever. So part of me was like, okay, so now that we've spent this extra time together, I must commit to him. And I think I do this too fast because another dude who I had been chatting with, who lives all the way in on the continent of what is today known as Africa. He we've been chatting, right? Not everybody who hits you up from Africa is trying to scam you. Some people do try to internationally scam people from any country. But not everybody who hits you up from Africa is trying to scam you. Okay? Period. Because he has his own money. Okay? Yes. Anyway, he talked today. He sent me a message talking about how where he is because he's currently visiting Mombasa. He is truly an international traveler, not just within the continent of Africa, but an international traveler elsewhere. And he's currently visiting Mombasa, Kenya. Getting that beautiful beach weather. Echo, what's the weather in Mombasa? Something beautiful.
In Mombasa, Kenya, it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies. Tonight, you can look for some clouds with a chance of thunder showers.
Echo, what's the average temperature in Mombasa in March?
In Mombasa, Kenya, the average temperature in March is 82 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
Highs are around.
Echo, what's the average temperature in May in Nairobi?
In Nairobi, Kenya, the average temperature in May is 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Highs are around 70.
Echo, what's the average temperature in January in Nairobi?
In Nairobi, Kenya, the average temperature in January is 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Highs are around.
Echo, what's the average temperature in Nairobi in July?
From TripSavvy.com.
Echo, what's the average temperature in Nairobi in July?
In Nairobi, Kenya, the average temperature in July is 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Highs are around.
Echo, stop. Just always beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's always. Anyway, but so he's visiting Mombasa, and he was telling me about how his cell provider with his cells, he's roaming, it's roaming, and he's like, roaming is so very expensive, and I can't wait to get back home, and I'll be able to talk to you more. And he's like, I've been daydreaming about us. And I'm like, oh, what? And part of me was like, I need to tell him that I'm committed to this other dude, that we've made it official. And then I thought about it and I was like, no, the F we didn't. No, the F we didn't. And now, will we? I don't know. In my opinion, have we made another step forward? I believe so. But we've not made anything official. No. And that's something that I've done so much. And you know what? When I was learning how to date, when I was 19, I remember I was living in the towers at Howard University, living in the towers. And I was learning how to date. And this dude told me, he was like, sorry, y'all. I have to get my nose for a minute. No, I will not talk about nose goblins again. Anyway, that would be disgusting. Anyway, but this dude was like, I hate it when people date more than one person. I'm like, you can't date more than one person at a time. It's a waste of time to do that. And that's just always been my perspective. And apparently, it's nobody else's perspective but his and mine. But truth be told, TBT, TBH, he was just telling me that because he didn't want me to date other people. So I was like, okay, I'll commit to you. And because of that, because again, that was the time that I was learning how to date, I often would just instantly commit to anybody that I date instantly. And because I dislike dating. Now he might be the one. The and the he could be either he, him. You know, like that Megan Thee I almost said Megan Trainor or something. No. Like no shade to Megan Trainor, but it's not a Megan Trainor song. But like that song by Megan Thee Stallion, where she's like, she, her. I'm like, ooh, I wish that one of our gay family members would remake that and be like, he. It's all about him. Although actually, no, because she wasn't talking about a romantic interest of hers. So I guess the gay version would also be she. Let me stop. I don't know. But let's get back to the subject. Talk about the video. So very confused. I'm confused, you guys, because he told me he's been daydreaming about me. And I don't know. I just don't. Daydreaming about this dude and a walker. Shoot. And that's also part of the reason that I'll talk about it. Because okay. This is important. Okay. Just because we might, okay, it's about to slip out of my hands. Nope. Just because we might have a medical diagnosis, just because we might walk around in a walker and some bullshit, it's not bullshit, but just because we might have something like that doesn't mean that we need to take ourselves out of the market. Doesn't mean that we are absolutely undesirable. No, you know? And I think about the other dude who I was like, I must commit to him now because, but he doesn't want to move that fast. And I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. You know, will that lead us to other people? Possibly. I don't know. Because while I was, and that's a thing too, while I was there, because we did spend some time together this past weekend. And he did tell me about this dude that he was talking to on Jacked and stuff. And I'm like, oh, so okay, Jacked. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Anyway, so the dude, but one thing that he did that I was like, it's the little things that are like so romantic. I was pulling myself up some stone steps as he was calling my walk. He was calling my walker. He was calling it forward, and the walker would come forward when called, almost just a little more or just a little less frequently than me calling my cat. No, she does come when called, and she comes sometimes, but she's sitting right here with me anyway. But yeah, the walker, an inanimate object, would come forward when called just a little less frequently than a cat. Anyway, but I was pulling myself up the stone steps and I almost fell. Like I felt a little bit like falling backward forward. And the next thing you know, I felt a hand push me to the ground. And I was like upset for a minute. And then he was like, it's better that you fall forward than hit your head and fall backward. And I was like, I was upset with you for pushing me down, but I think it's so romantic that you cared enough to not let me hit the ground. Don't let me don't let me fall. Don't let me I don't know. Anyway. But yeah. So that was cool with him. But no buts. That was cool with him. You know, he told me about the dude that he chatted with on Jack'd, and sometimes anyway, I don't know. I don't know. And this other dude in Rwanda, oop, I didn't say that. This other dude who's visiting Mombasa, but yeah, because I'm trying to anyway. This other dude, he I told him about my whole walker situation and how I currently use a walker, and it's not fun and blah blah blah. And he was like, okay. And I'm like, what? Because so many people are uncomfortable about it and uncomfortable with it. And he's like, I'm fine with that, you know? And one thing that was cute that I like, okay, so here's I'm giving one cute thing for each of the guys, and then I'm done. I'm done. But one thing that was cute is that he was like, yeah, because he hit me up first on line, not Jack'd or anything, but he hit me up first on another Facebook, right? Facebook. And he was like, yeah, I hit you up first because I thought you were cute. What? And he's like, yeah, no, that's not a problem. I hit you up because I think you're cute. Be still. Pitter patter. Thump thump. Anyway, but yeah, so just because we use that's totally not the point of this video. It's an appendix, if you will. Just because we currently use a walking aid doesn't mean that we are totally undesirable, right? Right. Anyway, I'm so confused because I'm like, see, if I hold it like this, you don't see how huge my forehead is. You know what's so funny? This is wild. Okay, this is really wild, especially considering that my DNA results show very little of that. Now, it's enemy. It's in it's enemy. It's enemy. It's in me. It's in me. East Africa is a little bit in me, according to my DNA from there. I am curious, like when I get the money, to see what what is it called? African ancestry test says. But he's like, now what? Oof. And this is another what thing, because this dude that I was chit chatting with, just fun chit chat, you know, just cute fun gay girlfriend stuff, because a lot of countries on the continent of Africa were colonized by English speakers. So a lot of the countries on the continent of Africa English is the primary language. Anyway, so I was talking with this dude from Kenya, and we would we would just have like good girlfriend chat, good girlfriend chatter, and anyway, um, but yeah, he's at. This is another thing that's wild. They talk about when you age, like you have more of certain experiences, and he and he was a anyway. He's passed away, and it's like why, you know. Anyway, but we would have like good girlfriend chatter, and I remember speaking with him, and he was like, "Yeah, you look like a Maasai man." I'm like, Maasai? He's like, "Yeah, it's a tribe in Kenya." And I'm like, "For real though?" And as a Black American, it gives a sense of to feel like, oh, that's where I'm from. But truth be told, and I'm gonna keep it real, like 100%, because truth be told, when we were enslaved humans, the master, I'm not gonna do that either. The master wouldn't give a fuck what tribe he. Ooh, ooh, wow, just even ooh, okay, okay. So y'all understand what I'm saying. We have a mix of things in us. Anyway, but he was like, "Yeah, you look like a Maasai person," and talking with the dude and the East African brother that I'm talking to now, he he was like, "Yeah, you do look like you're from East Africa." He's like, "Yeah, you do have that East African look." And I remember years ago on this very channel, well, on this very YouTube channel, not Twitter. Live streaming on Twitter is a new thing for me. But on my YouTube channel, I used to always talk about my uniquely huge forehead, and I still playfully talk about my huge forehead. But somebody who Day the QT, that's his name. Day the QT. Friend Day the QT was like, you know what? It's not because I would always be like, my big forehead, my big forehead. And Day the QT was like, it's not that you have a big forehead, you have a tall forehead. And that's a very common thing in East Africa. I was like, what? What you mean? And I started looking it up. And sure enough, a lot, it is often, not always, but often the case that people that my East African brethren do have tall foreheads like me, Now, I remember I should send him a message. I wish that he wouldn't ignore me. Anyway, but yeah. So he was like, "Yeah, you look very East African," and I'm like, "What? Well, will you let that be home with me?" You know? And we moved there. Oh, there were three little girls from school. One was pretty and one was smart. The other a borderline fool. What is it, 34 minutes? Yeah, it's way too long already. And we were the sum we were the girls of the 60s. La 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 la. Stone rock and roll. That's it. That's right. Start with 50s. Yeah, because KT Olsen is the name of the artist. And the song is KT Olsen. Echo, when was KT Olsen born?
Katie A. Olsen was born on September 19th, 1984. She
Not
is
true.
38 years old.
Not true. Echo, stop. Yeah. So KT Olsen was like my mom's age because in the song she says, "We were the girls of the 50s, la 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 la, stone rock and rollers in the 60s, honey, more than our names got changed as the 70s flipped on by. Now we're 80s ladies. There ain't been much these ladies ain't tried." Yes, so I'm trying to remember the song, but there's one line where she talks about how one of the three girls in the song would ended up moving to another country with her husband, and it's like I don't know, but I I don't know. Now also, I, unlike the girls turned women, ladies, in that song, there's I don't really have any friends that I can look back on who've been friends my entire life outside of my family. And as far as my age group, outside of my brother and my cousin. So, you know? And it's like, so, and maybe that's part of the reason that I put so much on family, you know? Because that's what's been constant for me. The love from my family has been constant. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about everything. But yeah. Ooh, so confused. Ooh, so very confused as we walk down the aisle together. I wonder if it would get flagged if I play that song because it's a cappella. So it's like it's not a beat driven song. Anyway, I won't. But yeah, to call out the name of the group, All for One. Have to give them a shout out for that song particularly. And you know, I did a video about how I didn't do a video about it, but I mentioned it in one of my previous videos. How people can be very ridiculous when it comes to accepting interracial connections. And like through the like I still remember when S Club 7 came out and I was in grade school. But when S Club 7 came out, I was in a chat room, and that shows you how long ago. But I was in a chat room, and this woman or girl, I don't remember the age. Well, not I don't remember. I don't know the age. I didn't ask ASL. But age, sex, location. Remember that? Oh my gosh, that was a thing. But I didn't ask ASL, and she, I talked to her about S Club 7 or something, and she was like, well, S Club 7 is not a proper group. And I'm like, what do you mean a proper group? She's like, it's not a proper group. They're mixed race. And I was like, really? Is that what we're complaining about? Like, because they're mixed race? But yeah, people, for whatever, not for whatever reason, unfortunately, people can have a problem with stuff like that. And I will talk about this with no actual, because I don't want to give out too much in the way of what might be an identifying information for him. But yeah. So I don't mind this little piece of my thumb being in the thing. So whatever. But yeah, people, I believe the children are the future, teach them well and let them lead the way. In addition to that, I believe part of the beauty of America is that we are like, I say like, but I think this is actually true, not a like situation, but the most diverse country in the world, I think. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think we need to learn to live together and love each other as human beings, right? And yeah, I know I come on here and talk a lot about, gorgeous, thick, dark chocolate men and blah, blah, blah. Uh, how one of the dudes that I'm talking to is a gorgeous, thick, dark chocolate dude in the States. And the other dude I'm talking to right now is a gorgeous, dark chocolate dude with some thickness on the continent of Africa. It's a thing. And in spite of those attractions of mine, I do feel that we should let love reign. I think that's a CC. Echo, play Let Love Reign by CC Winans.
I couldn't find Let Love Reign.
Echo, stop. I thought that was an album by Stop. I thought that was an album by her, but maybe I was wrong. But yeah, I think it's beautiful to let love lead the way. Oh, that was the title of this album. Let Them Fall in Love. I love that. Echo, shuffle Let Them Fall in Love by CC Winans.
Let Them Fall in Love by CC Winans on Amazon Music.
Echo, stop. Maybe that wasn't the title of the album, but it is a beautiful album. That's one of my favorite albums by her. But yeah, let people love. Like, let's. Anyway, the whole reason that I got on that topic was thinking about the group All for One and how All for One is a multiracial group. 2 black guys, 1 white guy, 1 his Latino guy. And that the reason that I kind of made that face is at first I was gonna be like, 1 Jewish guy. It's like, he's not Jewish, he's Latino. Anyway, but and even then, like, and this is difficult because it's like, it's my understanding that there are ethnic, what's the word? Genealogical, not genealogical, heritage, something. Differences between the term Latino and Hispanic. So I'm not sure, forgive me, for I don't know exactly which of them he is. Ooh. Thank you for still being there. So yes. But you know what? That happened because that was a sign that I Oh, okay. So it didn't stop the camera. Cool. So, but that was a sign that I need to go ahead and stop. So this is one of those live videos that just goes on and on and on. Oh, please, on and on and on and on. So as far as I'm so confused because I think I mentioned why I'm so confused at like minute 18 or something. But yeah, so confused because it's like it could be so easy to be like I don't know. It might be him, it might be him. I don't know, y'all. But maybe maybe that's what I need to do. Because I need to just be, you know, like, just let it be, you know? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Let me stop. But just go with the flow. And I told the brother in Africa about the brother in the States. And I was like, technically, I started talking to him first. But, oh, okay. And that's a thing. Because, but, there is a but. We have not officially committed. We haven't said we are exclusive. And I think Therapy Jeff, the brother Therapy Jeff, was like, I think he said this. I might be putting words into his mouth. But I at Therapy Jeff, I believe what he said was something along the lines of, until you commit, you should not. I don't think he spoke about that. But I will say, until you commit, until he commits to you, and committing doesn't have to necessarily be a putting a ring on it. But until he says that you all are exclusive, until you all agree to be exclusive, you're not exclusive. I think that's it. Talk to y'all later. Social media family. Peace. Wait, I want to do it. Let me do it. Peace up, all up in the way. Peace. VerseTV.com. Stay blessed. All right. So I guess so. All right. Talk to y'all later.